and we have an amazing Plantz4mationz story here for you. Sorry about being a little bit late. We had some technical difficulties. We had to make some adjustments here, but we finally got him on the screen, and I can hear him and he can hear me. So we don't, we might not have the most professional equipment here, but the Veganowledge JJ will upgrade one day, right? But thank you all for being here. Now my phone wants to get all loud. Thank you so much for coming on. Ryan, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Joanne, our friend from the Veganowledge group, thank you. Everyone, we're so happy to be here. Thank you for being here. And I should have said this before we came on, but I have here, is the way you pronounce your name, is it Fons? Am I saying it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Fons Opes, and I know you're going to share with us exactly what that means. And also, he is a war veteran, father of 10, an amazing man here. I'm so excited to be able to meet and share his journey when he found this diet that we follow, and he was able to reverse his diabetes. It's amazing with the power of the body's healing itself and fruits. And I can't thank him enough for being with us on Father's Day. It really means a lot to have a father here who I know takes such great care of his children, and also has this amazing story that can give us all hope that you don't have to be on medications forever. So welcome, Fons. Thank you for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Hey, Carl, I just saw you pop in earlier too. I missed you. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. I guess let's just start. I love starting these just by like, what did you grow up like? Is this something, have you always been interested in health and nutrition, or was this like a 360 turnaround for you? How did you kind of learn about fruit and everything?
It was a 360 turnaround. I was always one of them ones that went back for seconds and thirds.
Right.
So, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Like I was always eat like the meats and the dairies and the sweets, sodas, all that.
mhm. Me too. You know that I was the same exact way. In fact, I used to be in like in the food industry, kind of with delivering, and it was hard. Every time I smelled something, I wanted it. Right.
Yeah.
And so, and then I noticed in your bio it said that then you started to have some type of a health scare. And how old were you then?
That was in the early 2000s. So I was probably like in my 20s, early 20s.
And you had was that when you started experiencing like the diabetes symptoms, or was that later on?
Yeah, that early 2000s. In my early 20s is when I had was first diagnosed with the diabetes. I was probably like what 23, somewhere around there, 23,
Mhm.
25.
That seems to be when the health things start catching up with us, because we can eat whatever we want a lot of times when we're young, and all that stuff just kind of like, over time accumulates, and we get in our 20s and the weight comes on. And so did it get to the point you were on insulin and everything?
Yes, yes, ma'am. They had me on two different insulins. They had me on the Humulin and Lantus. The Humulin, I was on a scale. Depending on what my blood sugar was, that's the amount of insulin that I would have to take. It ranged from like anywhere from 2 units up to 14 of the Humulin. And the Lantus I took regardless every night.
Wow. And so, and welcome to your daughter too. I just saw she was helping out in the chat there under your name. Oh, thank you so much. Welcome. Thank you for being here for your dad. I know you're proud of him. And so you're on the medication, and then, did you kind of just feel like that's just pretty much how you were going to have to live on the medication forever?
Yeah, yeah. When they first told me about it, I was scared. I thought actually that it was pretty much was my death sentence. Uh, 'Cause like I said, it was new to me, and yeah.
And were you like heavier than you are now? Because you look amazing now. So were you a different like felt like a different person?
Yes, ma'am. It was two of me. I was I was up in the 300s.
Wow, I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine, right? And then like and it seems so normal. Like I know when I was different, before I came on this journey, it seems like when I look back at pictures now, I'm like, wow, I was carrying a lot of extra weight, but then it just seemed kind of normal, like that's what I just did, when it's different when you're walking up the steps and just different things. I heard our friend Ed, I don't know if you know him from Fruit for Your Life. He's amazing. And he was talking about how on his, documentary, how much weight he felt like he was carrying around every day. Like he was carrying around like, you know, 200 extra pounds, so that's amazing. So you were in your 20s, you were on the medications, and at this point, how many kids did you have then?
I had two.
Two? Okay. So that
Yeah.
was probably scary being a dad too.
Yeah. That was like one of my main concerns when they told me like I got kids, and then
Yeah.
they put me on the insulin, so I figured that everything was good, and I didn't really know too much.
Mm-hmm. And so when did you start to like make that connection that the diet had something to do with it? Were you seeing like any videos or documentary like me, or did it just you start studying, or did you find someone?
Uh, Actually, the way I had learned about the diet, I started learning about the diet was during the pandemic time. I was uh, I was just I had got like a cold or something. It was during, like I said, it was during the pandemic, so I was worried about that, and I started searching videos, and I ran across the Sebi video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah, he's amazing. Like his stuff is so powerful. If you guys haven't seen Dr. Sebi, check him out.
Yeah,
We'll try to link some of his videos here. So you saw that, and then that kind of like connected everything for you, or started to.
yeah, and then I saw one of his videos, and then that's when I had cut back on like my meats, but I kept the fish in my diet though. I still was doing the fish, and I hadn't cut out the starches and things like that yet either. But yeah, and when I cut that stuff out, my numbers started going down on my A1C level, but I had not yet gotten off the shots.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't seen that video on my page, that very first top video, I was shocked. Really, that's how the video starts. It says I was shocked. But when I found out that the fat is what clogs up our cells, from the dairy and meat, the saturated fat, I just assumed, like all of us probably did growing up, that sugar was causing diabetes, and obviously sugar is not the best thing as far as like table sugar, but like fruit sugar is metabolized completely differently in our system. And that's why people are surprised when they find someone can eat a lot of fruit, and reduce their insulin intake. But it's because it requires minimal insulin, really, with all the fiber. Isn't that what you might have found?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm like leaning in so I can hear you a little bit
Yeah,
better.
you
Cause
might. What happened? Just so everyone knows, he cannot. We were having these technical difficulties, so he's not. You might have to just move back a little bit to get back in the frame, but then you can't hear. Let me try to turn this up a little bit. Too. Does that help
my
at all?
apologies. I, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. I was just gonna say so, and you saw the Dr. Sebi, so kind of taking you on the journey. We got the church bells going, right? Um,
Yeah.
what what happened after that? So you saw the Sebi, you cut down on meat, and you still were having fish. When did it kind of make an even bigger shift? Your numbers started coming down, and then you went to. Is this when you started eating more fruit? Oh,
Uh,
she said you could also turn your phone sideways so that you could take up your whole frame if you wanted to. I don't know if that would help you,
oh.
but it might put it too low too if he doesn't have something to sit on.
Um. Yeah. The Sebi, that was like the start of the turnaround for me. Like I said, I saw the video, so after that, I had like I said, I cut out majority of the meats, but I kept the fish, kept some of the starches and stuff. But then I started watching more videos, and he was talking about how like the white rice and the white flour and the sugars, like you said, weren't what a diabetic needed. So um, as time progressed, I slowly gotten off of the the white starches and the sugars and the flours and things like that. And then also during that same period, um, I was on Instagram and on it live, and um, it was what's the name? It was um,
You know what?
it was it
Pull
was
you.
the people
Uh,
called, their name was Veho City, Veho City, and
uh huh.
I had asked him about, he was talking about health, and I asked him how can someone with type 2 diabetes reverse it? And he brought it to my attention that if you go on a fruit-based diet for an extended period of time, uh, you'll be able to you'll reverse this. You reverse it if you do what you're supposed to do.
That's amazing. Hey, if you can you tilt your camera up just a little? Because now we can't see your face. If it's easier to
Yeah,
put it the other way, you can. Whatever you need to
hold
do.
on. We're gonna
Yeah.
get it right.
We'll get it right. I just want to make sure the world can see you. And then it's like you're still like just your bottom half of your face is in it. So maybe tilt it up just a little bit. There we go.
Okay, I
You're
was about to
doing good.
say, yeah, all he's got to do is elevate his
I
phone. He'd be
know
good.
I don't know if he has something elevated on, but like tilt it up towards your face, like towards the top of your head a little bit more, and then you be in there.
Okay.
There we go.
We can still see you. There we
That's
go.
good. There
All
you go.
Now we got
Perfect.
it.
Perfect.
Thank you. I know it's hard because he can't see the camera himself.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay, so that's amazing. So he said if you go and do the fruit fast, then you'll be able to. What did you do at that point?
Uh, I'm sorry. I came out here thinking that I was gonna avoid the noise at my house, but
Oh,
it's
that's
loud here.
okay. I don't hear anything. I've got stuff coming through my window too. It's that time of year, right? So you're
Yeah.
doing fine.
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
Yes, I got to the part where you heard about you someone told you on Instagram or you were consulting with someone that said fruit would help if you do what you're supposed to do and get rid of everything else, you'll be able to reverse it. And is that when you went on the fruit diet? Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Thanks to your daughters there for helping out and
Yeah.
Dawn.
Yeah. Like I said, he told me to do a fruit fast for an extended period of time. So that was one of the first times that I had did a extended fast on all just fruits, and my numbers went from double digits down to single digits.
Wow.
Yeah,
What kind of fruits did you have during that time?
I was eating all the fruits. I was eating mangoes,
Mm.
papaya, cantaloupe, melons, um, I wasn't really doing no bananas or anything like that at that time.
And were you eating them whole, or were you doing I see your videos. If everybody wants to, we'll link him in his Facebook. He's always sharing these delicious looking juices.
Yeah, I was eating them whole. I wasn't juicing at that time. I didn't do any juicing at it. When he told me about going on the fruit fast, that's all I was doing was eating them whole.
That
So,
sounds good. And it probably was good because of all the fiber too to get that in. JJ Video React said that's amazing. Marakita said she's really enjoying the conversation and she likes hearing the birds. That's how I am because I'm inside all the time. A lot of times in the office, I don't get to like hear the outdoors, so it's cool. And she's a sound journey coach, so she's definitely enjoying that. Harmonic Earth Healers, check out her channel. And I think this is one of your kids says, keep up the good work. And Dawn again said, that's amazing. And it's just, thank you for coming on here and sharing your journey, because it's definitely something that everyone needs to hear. And I felt like the world was giving us all these obstacles and we're like, nope, we're going to make it happen. We're going to tell everyone about this. So we're eating all those great fruits, making us all hungry. And you did that for like how long without other kinds of foods?
The first time I went on the fruit fast, I got up to like 50 something days. I wanted to get to 60, but I kept watching like the plant-based videos of people cooking mushrooms and things like that, and I stopped. But my nose was good to the point where they had taken me off of the insulin at that time, so I had no worry.
Wow.
Yeah, I had actually called Friday to try to get my numbers, my A1C level, but they said, "Sir, you ain't been here in 3 years. We don't have any numbers. You're gonna have to come back in for a checkup." So I scheduled one for Thursday to get my numbers again.
Oh, that's good. Then you
But
can
yeah,
share them with those people that think it's not possible, right? That's awesome. And you're off all the medication now.
hello. Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me? Oh, I think he might have lost sound.
Froze up.
Oh, there you go. I can hear you. Can you hear me? You want me to you want to come out and come back in? Let's ask him on the maybe I could type to him. I wonder if he can see the chat. We can still hear you. Can you hear us? I'm gonna if someone's there with him, I don't know if you are, but maybe I'll pull him out and back in a second. See if he can come right back in. Can you hear us now? I can still hear him. Can everybody in the chat still hear him? Oh, he's going to come back in. Wow, isn't that amazing? Thank you guys for your patience with the technical difficulties, but we will get, let's see if he can come in here. All right. We could still hear you if you can hear us, Fons. It just seems to have cut out on us, or cut out on you, maybe. Yep, you chopped up a little bit, but I can hear you. I can't see you yet, unless maybe they can see you. Let's see what everyone in the chat says here. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Someone has texted him too. Okay, I have a Facebook Messenger, but I heard him for a second there and then he went out. I'm just going to read some of the chat while he's working on that. Marakita said, people are confused about sugar in fruit, so it's important information. It really is, and I think that's one of the things people don't realize, that the fruit was put together perfectly for us so that it doesn't spike our sugar too much. It requires less insulin than other sugars, and the fiber actually slows the uptake of it. So when you actually, it doesn't, because it doesn't require a lot of insulin, when someone is, dealing with type 2 diabetes and they come and they start eating fruit, even if they're on insulin, it can reduce the amount they need. And I don't know, he just went out and in again, so I'm going to wait and see if he comes back in. It was so strange. Everything was going good there, and then something happened with the sound. I don't know, he couldn't hear us, and then he went out. If someone's in touch with him, tell him he can come back in. I'm going to type to him too. Maybe sometimes sounded like something glitched there on his phone and it cut out his sound somehow. Let's see if he can come in. Yeah, I don't know. Could have just been his signal. Yeah, because when he just came in, it sounded like it was kind of choppy. Yeah, we're seeming to have some internet things going on. I know when I first logged on, mine said internet not available, and it could be the number of people on the network. Like maybe if you're on Wi-Fi, try cell data too. That might help. If he can get back in here, does anyone in the chat have any questions so far? He said he's trying to get back in, everyone. Thank you. I know, I don't know if anyone's ever came into Restream, but I know sometimes it can glitch up a little bit. So I appreciate it, especially if the signal is given an issue too. But yeah, like we were talking about, it's so amazing. I hear not only his story, just other people that I've interviewed, like Lawrence Richardson. He, reversed his diabetes and he did a whole food plant-based diet. And, it's just amazing when you take out the dairy and meat, when you take out the culprit. And that's why, aside from obviously we are all at some point we evolved to be like this voice for animals, or some of us come into it because we don't want the animal suffering. Just the health benefits alone though, and especially for those who have health conditions, that's one of the reasons I'm so passionate to have these on, because to hear real people's story, we can all see a plant-based doctor on TV and they can, or not on TV, I wish they were on TV, but on YouTube, and they can tell us all these things. We can tell a bunch of facts, but when you hear real people healing, I think is what really, makes it, it's not bringing me back in. Let me get him a link really quick and see if he can click it from the chat here. Let's see. I'm going to paste this in here. And if that doesn't work, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the Facebook thing here. Just give me 1 second, everyone. I'm going to give him a new link. Maybe this will work. Maybe a new fresh link will do the trick here. Yeah, because he was clicking in. I wonder why it's doing that. Maybe you might need to open on a different browser. I'm going to try to see if he'll give me the number to text it to him, because I had this happen before when Dawn used to do her live stream. I would come in, and if I went out, I wouldn't be able to get back in for some reason on the same link. I don't know. It's so strange. I'm going to try to text this to him. Thank you all for your patience and for being here and for just hanging out with us on this happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Let me just call it, and then I can save it, and then I'll text it here. I'm happy to check in with you guys. I know I haven't been on this week yet, other than the videos showing my dragon fruits. Let's see. Hey, I'm going to text it now. I just was trying to save your number in. Thank you. Oh, you're good. I'll text you right now. Maybe clicking from that link might work. Oh, it might just still be saying connecting. Maybe it's an internet thing. You think? Oh, right. You got the Wi-Fi going, so it should work. Do they have a? They don't have desktops you can use there, do they? Maybe not with a camera, though. I bet. Oh, I just heard something. I think you might be here. Yep, it's you. Yay, you're here. All right, talk to you soon. I always do that. Do you ever do that when you're walking the house? I'm still like talking. Oh, we could see you
Okay.
actually the last way you had it.
Yeah. Oh, can you not see me? Hold on.
Now I can see you. Yep, that's really good. That's actually better than before.
Right here. Oh, huh?
Perfect. That's perfect.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Good. Thank you. We made it. We will get this done. And Joanne said it took time to load up the intermission to load up a bowl of berries and mango. Two of my favorites. I love it. We were just talking about how good cherries are this time of year. So I think we lost track here where we were. I know you were telling me all these fruits you were eating, and I was saying, so you're completely off medication. And how long did that take for those health changes to kick in?
2018 was 2018 was the pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was 2021 is the last year that I've taken shots or any metformin.
Nice. Congratulations.
Close to 2 years now.
That is amazing. And that I know had to seem like a miracle, like when I had things that had nagged me for years go away, right?
Right.
And was it, you said initially you heard about the fruit thing, and who was it on Instagram? It was cutting up a little bit then. You said, was it Benzo or something like that?
It was Veho, VEHO _city.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to look into that and check them out. So then what made you want to, because it's awesome that you didn't just go back to your old way of eating and think, oh, now I'm okay, and so you continued to stay on. Do you now eat like mostly only fruit, or do you eat like salad, or do you eat whole food plant-based, or how does that work? And also, like, how does your family eat?
Well, I eat plant-based. I don't eat any of the white thing, the white flour, white sugar, white rice, white bread. I don't eat any meats.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I don't drink sodas. If I drink anything, it's either water or juice. And if I get a juice out of the store, it's the Lakewood juice. I don't know if you heard of those, but it's got one ingredient in it. Yeah. It's like, what is it, like a 32-ounce bottle, and it costs like $6, $7, something like that. Now, as far as in my household, it's divided. I got some kids that eat the meats and all that other stuff, and then I have 2 of them that eat like I do. They don't eat. They won't eat the dairy, and they won't eat no meats.
Well, it's good that you kind of let them, come across it on their own, like we all had to, because I think it can push them the other way. You just set an example, that, and then I think more so I hear that a lot. They'll end up coming around eventually too. We all, like, I didn't do this till I was 42, so it sometimes takes us all a minute, right, to find it.
Right.
But maybe if I had seen your story though, which is why we like putting these out, somebody might be in their 20s struggling with some type of disease. What was it like? Because I know people probably want to know this, especially my friends here who aren't plant-based yet or anything. What was it a struggle for you, or like did you have cravings that you wanted the other stuff, or once you started feeling good, it didn't bother you?
When I first started,
Yeah, like when you first started to give up all the other way of eating.
yeah, it was tough, and it was a lot of self talk. Like telling myself, hey, if you don't want to keep taking the shots, you know what you have to do. But if you want to keep eating the way that you have been eating, you got the shots. It was a choice, so it was mind over matter.
That's amazing. And so, like, did you have any other side effects, like when you were on the medication? Like, do you feel differently now, I guess? Because I've never been to that point on insulin. Like, I know I was probably pre-diabetic and almost high blood pressure, or had high blood pressure, but I didn't ever take insulin. Was there other things you had to deal with by taking the medication?
Um, no, just the sticking and the pricking.
Yeah, which who wants to do that all the time, right?
Right. Yeah, because at times I get a spot and try to put the needle in, it's the wrong spot, and it's like a little stinging if you get
Mm-hmm.
that needle in the wrong spot. For me, it was so there was no enjoyment of that part at all.
And there's also other things I know people deal with, like neuropathy and digestive issues and
Yeah.
different things that stem from that. Like, even if you're on medication, those things can still progress because your body is still out of, how its natural flow. It's amazing to think people like say limit your fruit and to see that it healed you. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And Joanne has a comment. So she said on this one, I don't know if you can, I know you can't see the screen. I'll read some of these to you. That is awesome, Fons. So happy for you. Um, it looks like Joanne also said, great job with your kids in the long run. It's the actions and outcomes that have more influence that cause people to pay attention. Yeah. And by you coming on here, especially being like, a man on Father's Day to show that you did that, all that hard work to get yourself healthy. And like now, how do you feel? Like, how long is it? Does it feel like still a sacrifice, or do you feel like that's the way we're supposed to eat and that's how you'll stay forever?
I feel like for me, that's how I'm supposed to eat. I mean, I I mean, yeah, cause I feel like if you have a sickness or a disease, whatever you want to call it, you got a choice to get off of it. It can be done. I know as far as diabetes for myself, it can be done because, and I actually have a child that has it, type 2 as well, and uh, I just want to be an example for all of them.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
you are that. You're not only an example for your kids, but for all of us. And we're so proud of that. And like, that's why I was really honored that you would come on, and the fact that you wrote me right back. And it was like, I know this isn't something that, you do every day, is come on and do these interviews. So I appreciate you taking time out, especially on Father's Day, to share your journey with us. And it's truly like a blessing, that you found that one video, and like the fact that you came on to maybe be that video, that Dr. Sebi for somebody else,
Yeah.
um, and so, like, in a normal day now, like, what if people are trying to get healthy and reduce their insulin and everything? Like you said, it can be like he got completely off of it, so
Yeah.
that means that you reversed it. That's awesome. Like, what do you normally eat in a day? Is that still like basically a lot of fruit and juices?
Yeah. Now I don't eat. First thing I eat is got to be fruit. I won't eat unless it is fruit. First thing in the rise when I get up, I won't have. I mean, I won't have anything else until I have fruit. And when I do eat first on the day, I normally start eating around 12 or later.
Mhm.
And typical day, it could be like fruits to start off, and then I eat mushrooms, I eat chickpeas, wild rice, um, black beans. I do some of that here and there, not a lot. I do walnuts, cashews, um, vegetables. I do vegetables. I do salads,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the sauces that I have on my stuff, I make them on my own. Uh, I have moments where I might act lazy and get something that's plant based for a
Hmm.
sauce.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's all plant based.
That is amazing. That's a really, all that sounds so good. And then you can just kind of, what I explain to people is like, just like you went to the store and you bought all your regular meat and dairy stuff, it's just a different way of life now. It gets normal and you can still have stuff that tastes really good. Cause like I always joke, I'm like, none of us are out here starving, we're
Right.
not, unless we want to spend
Yeah.
that morning without eating, right? Is that your one of your kids that's under your Anthony right there saying Happy Father's Day to everyone out there and great job, keep it up. I wish you could put your names in there. I would mention and say hi to you, but I appreciate you all being here, supporting your dad. He is amazing for coming on here, and thank you guys for your help too. Um, and so, like, yeah, like beans, rice, that kind of stuff. Some people are like, oh, I could never do all fruit. Well, if you can't do all fruit, you can at least start by including eliminating, a little bit at a time, eliminating the things that are causing the problem. But, a lot of us, like you said, the way you grew up and I grew up, we didn't know that we weren't supposed to have dairy and meat. It's
Right.
very not out there.
Yeah, cause like first time I heard someone say a cow doesn't drink human milk, it pretty much it it lit something up in my head. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Why are we drinking another uh,
Mammal, right?
yeah, something a whole different species milk?
It's like, how did we all get brainwashed of that? Like, it took
Yeah.
a while for me to get that out of my head, too. And I'm like, that is so powerful. Like, you can just have this shift in perspective, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
amazing. And advice do you have for anybody that might be trying to kind of do this to change their health? Where would they start at? Would they get um oh yeah, JJ Video said they pulled the wool over all of our eyes. For sure they did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. We were all and it's a lot of it is done because that's, advertising and things, like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to sell a cow's milk no matter what it hurts. And it definitely hurts cows. Like I know I can see a lot of people that were vegetarian and then went to vegan after they found that out,
Yeah.
but that's a whole nother story. I definitely think that there's so much like saturated fat in it too, because like somebody told me, speaking of that, it's made to make a baby cow like grow to like 1,000 pounds. So that's
Right.
why we gain so much weight when we drink it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the first thing you did? You just went out and bought a bunch of fruit, or where did you start this if there's someone that might be trying to follow your journey?
When I went from cutting out the meats and just eating fish and uh, to eating fruits and nothing but plant-based. It's all, like I said, it's all mental. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
do it, you're gonna do it. Like if I want to, if you want to go to the store, you want to get an apple, you're gonna go get it. If you want to go to the store, you want to go get that Minute Maid apple juice, you're gonna go get it. It's a choice. You gotta stand on the decision that you make. Because it was a scare. Because I didn't tell the part when I had went to the hospital the first time I was diagnosed with it. How I went in there and they hooked me up to the machine. They checked it, and my number didn't show up on the first time, so they had to wait a little bit, and then they checked it again. And it was in the 800s, and
Wow.
they were just like, "How are you even walking in here? How you get in here?" So
That's
yeah,
amazing. Like they didn't know how you were still alive to
right.
get in there. That shows how like you had strength because you were still moving around and walking. Now you just had to use I think a different strength. This is like a mental thing because we were so programmed for so long. And even when you hear something that makes sense, it's like, but how am I going to change my whole life? It's a lot that food focuses on. And Ryan, yes, we're still here. He said still going. Yes, we took a little bit of an intermission, but we are still here. And luckily, we've got all our technical stuff working. So that is so great. And just to recap, for Ryan, if he missed some of it, you found Dr. Sebi's information, got off most of the meat and just fish, and then he found information on Instagram about a fruit based diet that can heal the diet, reverse his diabetes. And he did that, and he's off all of his. He was actually at the point taking insulin by like injecting it, and he doesn't have that any longer.
None at all.
That's amazing. And do you feel like a lot more energy and things now than you used to?
I have a lot of energy. I'm energized for sure.
And I saw you making this juice. I know you probably have a busy day with it being Father's Day. We'll wrap up here soon. I'm just, since we had a little delay, I want to make sure I get everything in that we wanted to talk about. I saw you making this ginger, like juice. What did you have? It was like ginger. Maybe it was just ginger. Is that what you were making the other day on your video?
Yeah, I made ginger shots that day, and I was making watermelon juice.
Oh, that's what it was. It looked so good.
Yeah, them shots, they burn.
Oh, I know. I can eat it from having it now for so long. I can like take a piece of ginger and eat it. Whereas when I first started eating it, it would burn up my mouth to eat it that way.
I bet so.
I mean, not like on purpose, but like
Mhm.
sometimes I'll put fresh ginger on my salad and I'll get like a good bite of it in there and that didn't kind of get mixed in. And
Mhm.
it's like you can feel the crunch and like it's kind of spicy, but I know it does
Okay.
it's got a lot of antioxidants in it. Is that why you have those shots?
I honestly do not know like half of the benefits of the things I eat. I just know they come with it, so I do it.
Right, right. We
But
know
yeah,
they're healthy, so we do it.
right.
Ginger shots, yum, and watermelon. That is amazing. Did you eat them? I mean, do you do the shots of just ginger and then watermelon, or is that all mixed together?
I put ginger in my watermelon too.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I know ginger and lemon is really good together too.
Okay.
That's like got a real refreshing taste. We used to just drink it in water,
Mm.
especially if you're starting to get like any type of cold or anything like that. That's like an instant runaway. Do you take any B12 or supplements right now? A lot of people always ask in the comments, or you just pretty much eat all your fruits and vegetables.
That's it. No pills. I had never been a pill person like that. I took myself off the metformin.
Did you?
Probably did it eventually, but because when I first found out about metformin, I think it was my aunt. She told me that it does something to your livers. Like this was before I was even off my shots. I took myself off the metformin because no, I wouldn't.
Mhm.
Not. I don't do any pills.
that stuff really does a lot of the medications. I've heard that it's really hard on all your organs. So it's, it's solving one maybe problem. So it's like everything has a source, right? Like you got to the source of it. So you don't need the medication to give you your own insulin. You started being able to get your own, so that's amazing.
But I will say, when I say pills, I'm talking about like from the pharmacy, from that area. Now I'll get the herbal pills. I've taken when I was on my first fruit fast. I got some kidney pills from the person I was talking about that recommended that
Hmm.
I bought some pills for the kidney, and I do have herbal teas as well that if I feel like drink some, I drink some. But other than that, that's it.
That's amazing. I'm really happy for you. And Marakita said, Dr.
Hello?
Mills. Yep, I can still hear you. Yeah, I recommend, like, I mean, as far as we're not medical doctors, so I have to put that disclosure out there. I recommend definitely having your doctor monitor your medication if you already are deep into it so they can lower it safely for you. And then also,
I don't take.
B12, I definitely recommend if you're new to taking it to be safe. Your
Doing
body can
bad.
produce its own
Did it do it
B12
again, man? Ain't
really
no way.
clean and like nothing that inhibits, no coffee, no, their ginger can even inhibit sometimes B12. So I definitely recommend um, you know, being safe. And we're just sharing our, journey. But I know I currently take B12, but I'm the same way. I don't even like to take Tylenol or anything like that. Like it has to be something that is, very, very like a tooth pain or something every now and then might get you to that point. But I'm not like, and when I used to have chronic back pain, it was a normal thing. I used to have to wake up and take ibuprofen, different things were just so normal. And imagine what I was doing to my liver all those times, because all of that, if you look on the back, it all that stuff makes our body work harder, and our digestion is just so important. That's the fruit is the easiest thing to digest. So I truly believe it's how we're meant to eat, and then also supplement with your greens and everything like that. And whole food plant-based meals are definitely like, a lot better than your, other diet. Like if you want to do what he did and you start to reduce things over time, like I just started my one-on-one coaching, and that's one of the things that we'll be doing is trying to help people get from here to here. Sometimes people can't go all in, like overnight, so it's definitely important to do it in time, right? but
Right.
but to do it or to start somewhere, you can't just keep saying like, oh, I'm going to do that one day, I'm going to lose weight one day. Somewhere you got to do something different, right?
Right.
Oh, I am Marquita. I play that on YouTube. I thought you were a Dr. JJ with laughy face. I sound like it. I've done so much darn reading. I probably could be a doctor, right? That is amazing. Is there anything that we might have missed in your story that you wanted to get in, or any advice that you want to say or message before we kind of wrap it up?
No, just what you said. Do it piece by piece. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't beat up yourself. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah. You can do
That's
it.
Oh, I thought I cut you in on you. Yeah, definitely love yourself, because if you keep yourself motivated or you start getting down on yourself, just because you messed up one day doesn't mean you messed up the whole thing. All of us over time, whatever diet we're on, we can go quickly 360, or exercising. If I miss 2 days, sometimes that means I'll miss a month because I'm like, oh, I didn't do it yesterday. I do it tomorrow. It's like, but if you just get up and do something, or, and then as you start feeling better, like you said, you get more energy. So as you start lowering your insulin and getting yourself more like fruits and vegetables give us the energy. So
Right.
it starts to change the way you think. Like you might be a different person than you thought you were. Like, did you ever think when you were in your like late teens and stuff that you'd ever be on here talking about how you were a fruitarian or a plant-based vegan, right?
Yeah, nope. I had no idea.
I don't think any of us did. I thought those people were crazy, right?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, now I'm the crazy person. Um, well, thank you so much. Anything else you want to say before we leave out?
No, I will make this. I will make this suggestion. Um,
I hear you.
if you normally
Okay.
eat like, if you normally eat a biscuit or something for breakfast, maybe switch it up and start incorporating fruit before you start eating other things. You know, like you said, little steps.
That's a great idea. Like fruit for breakfast, fruit for lunch. Um, and it's really keeps me like I always say this on my Facebook posts and Instagram. It gives me like energy. Like I used to eat lunch at work, and like by like if I ate around 1 o'clock, I've always ate lunch later. But by 2 o'clock, I was sitting at my desk like
Yeah,
literally. You know, you'd be doing something like trying to type something, and all of a sudden you're typing a bunch of like zeros or something. And you like go to sleep almost.
that good
Like,
old hamburger putting you to sleep.
yep, exactly. Now I have energy all day. So like by the time I get to that heavier, I'll eat like the higher fat meal like avocados and stuff at night, and then I can, relax, even though it's good not to eat before bed. But I do it anyway. Sometimes I'm running so late. But I still always feel good. It in the also I wanted to say something. You reminded me of eat the fruit first, because I think a lot of times we can blame the wrong culprit. Like if like I used to think the pollen had given me allergies, like that post I was saying, but really I was creating mucus in my body based on the dairy and things, and inflammation was causing my back pain, not this or that or something I was moving around doing. So like when some people say fruit makes me sick or fruit gives me digestive issues, that's probably not the fruit. And I think that was important what he said, eat it on the empty stomach, because then you can really see how the fruit affects you after you went, on that longer fasted time. Because I think fruit gets the bad name when really you've clogged up your system with all this meat, and then the fruit's trying to push it through, like when you put liquid plumber in the drain or whatever that is, it's like the fruits then making it look like, oh, my stomach hurts, but it's really your body trying to clean itself out. Hey, Muriel, thank you for joining. I know she was excited for this. Thank you for coming on. But yeah, that's a good advice. Definitely do the fruit, you said, for breakfast and lunch.
At least start your day with it. Break your fast. The first thing you eat, I would suggest it. They'll start with fruit and just notice that difference in the energy.
That is great. And Ryan said that if you have issues digesting fruit or all veggies, that she a sign that if you get, oh, okay, yeah, you need to have better gut bacteria. That's it.
Mm.
That's a good point. That's great. Well, Fons, I can't thank you enough for coming on here. If you take anything away from this, definitely learn that you have control of your health more so than you think. You have control of reversing just about every disease there is, and or at least improving it significantly with diet. So thank you for sharing your journey, and also remember when you're eating your fruit for your lunch today, remember that this was great advice by Fons. And what does that stand for? Would you mind sharing that, your name?
Yeah, it's that's Latin. It means source wealth.
Oh, nice. So sourced well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. And that's where all the fruits come from. And you were sourced well to come on here and share this message, right? Thank you. It's such an interesting name. I just couldn't help but ask. And Ryan, Ryan said here. Thank you both. I hope everyone has a great day. Happy Father's Day. Yes, happy Father's Day. We appreciate you. And Marakita said, everyone have a great Sunday. Thanks for a great conversation. If I missed anyone, thank you all for being here. Thank you to your children for being on here too. And Joanne, let's see, I might have missed somebody. Dawn, J&J Video Reacts for your technical help too. Check out her channel. We've got Carl, thank you for joining. Chris, hey, how are you? Thank you for joining. I totally missed you. I'm scrolling up. I think we were having such technical difficulties. I was frazzled in the beginning. Thanks, Mary. From Harmonic Earth Healers. Everyone's saying amazing. Muriel, Joanne, Dawn, thank you. And thank you so much, Fons, for being here. I really appreciate you sharing your story. And where can we everyone follow you on Facebook, or is it, and you're on Instagram, I think, too?
Yes. Same name on all platforms.
And we're going to be waiting for that book to come out and for your vegan coaching to begin, right? But yeah, we'll put all of your links here, and everyone, please go follow him. He's so inspiring. Just the way that he, shares some of his plant-based meals that he even cooks his kids. I saw one the other day, and your juices making us all thirsty. And just for letting us know that we can heal and how the power of fruits is. So thank you for coming on and spending all this time with us. We appreciate you.
Been an honor. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good afternoon. I'll be checking in with you. Check out the links in the description for Fons. And also I've shared some of my links of new things. We've got a new VIP club that's free to join and a bunch of other good stuff. So please join in there. Thank you, everyone.